Whatever you do, don't rush to spend the bicentennial design quarters you might see in your change, because some of these coins have actually sold for a staggering amount of money. The first thing that's important to understand is that there are 4 different types of bicentennial quarters, and a lot of people don't realize this. When these coins were first introduced, many collectors believed that the mint was only going to produce them in limited numbers. Because of that assumption, people started holding on to them thinking they would become rare in the future. But once the U.S. Mint realized that people were saving and hoarding these coins, they dramatically increased production and began making them in massive quantities. Because of this, simply having a bicentennial quarter doesn't automatically make it rare or valuable. The only time it really becomes special is if you have a certain variety or error like the one we'll talk about in this video. So let's get right into it. I'm not going to spend too much time on each coin, so if you want to read more details you can pause the video or go back and take a closer look. The first coin we have is the 1976 D Washington quarter with the bicentennial design. This coin had a total mintage of over 860 million pieces, and it was produced at the Denver Mint. The metal composition of this coin is roughly 92% copper and 8% nickel, and the coin weighs approximately 5.67 grams. Next we have the 1976 Washington quarter that has no mint mark. When a coin has no mint mark, that means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. There were over 809 million of these coins produced. Just like the Denver version, this coin also has a composition of 92% copper and 8% nickel, and it weighs about 5.67 grams as well. Now this is where things begin to get a little more interesting. The next coin is the 1976 S Washington quarter, which has a different metal composition compared to the other two. This coin is made from 40% silver and 60% copper, and it weighs slightly more at around 5.75 grams. In total, about 11 million of these coins were produced. That number is significantly smaller than the hundreds of millions produced for the other versions. And remember, when it comes to collectible coins, supply and demand plays a big role. When fewer coins are produced, collectors often place a higher value on them. Last but not least, we have another 1976 S Washington quarter with the bicentennial design, but this one is not the silver version. Instead, it has the standard 92% copper and 8% nickel composition. There were just over 7 million of these coins produced, which actually makes this the lowest production run among the bicentennial quarter varieties. The designer and engraver of the bicentennial quarter was Jack L. Ahr. If you want to learn more about him and his work, you can pause the video and read the information shown here. Now let's get into some of the coins that have sold for big money. Up first we have a coin that sold for $3,246. This coin is a 1976 D bicentennial quarter that was graded by PCGS as Mint State 65. It's important to remember that the highest possible grade a coin can receive is 70, which represents a perfect coin. So this coin is only 5 points away from the highest achievable grade. The main reason this particular coin sold for such a high price is because it is a double die obverse variety, which has been designated as FS101. The FS101 designation simply refers to a specific type of doubling that has been identified and catalogued by coin variety specialists. So what exactly is a double die obverse? The obverse is the front of the coin, while the reverse is the back side. During the minting process, sometimes a manufacturing error can occur that causes parts of the design to appear doubled. In most cases, this doubling can be seen in the lettering on the coin. In this example, you can notice doubling in the word liberty at the top and the phrase "In God We Trust" near the lower left side, and also in the date at the bottom. In some cases, doubling can even appear near the mint mark. Usually you'll need some form of magnification like a jeweler's loupe or a magnifying glass to clearly see the doubling details. Because of this, collectors often check their coins very carefully for any signs of doubling on either the front or the back. Now let's move on to another bicentennial quarter that sold for an even more impressive amount. This coin sold for $19,200, and there's a good reason why. This is a 1976 S25-cent silver bicentennial quarter that was graded by PCGS as Mint State 69. That grade is extremely high and is just 1 point away from the perfect grade of 70. There is something interesting about this coin though. If you flip the coin over and look closely at the reverse side, you'll notice a small area of discoloration on the right side. That discoloration could be caused by a few different things. For example, there might have been a small impurity within the metal during production, or the coin may have developed slight oxidation over time. Either way, it slightly affects the eye appeal of the coin, but despite that minor issue, it was still able to achieve the very high MS69 grade. Another key factor here is population rarity. At the time this coin was sold, there were only 3 known examples graded at MS69 and none had been graded higher than that. Because of that, this coin represented the top population for that variety, which greatly increased its value among collectors. So if you ever come across bicentennial quarters in your pocket change, it might be worth taking a closer look before spending them. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button, and I'll see you in the next one.